Hey guys, and welcome to the Love You Even More podcast. I'm your host, Jacqueline Brubaker. I'm a psychotherapist, actor, and Emmy Award winner. After 20 years in the entertainment industry as an artist and entrepreneur, I've gained a unique perspective into the minds of creatives and high achievers. Because let's be honest, I am one. In my work as a therapist, I support high-achieving, big-hearted people who want to create a life that feels as good as it looks. And that's what the show is all about, a space to learn from experts in the fields of psychology, relationships, business, and the arts who have paved the way. Are you ready to love yourself even more? Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to the Love You Even More podcast. I'm your host, Jacqueline Brubaker. So today I want to talk about how we lose our identities, how we wake up one day and are like, wait, I swear I used to be cool. I think I was. No, I'm pretty sure I was. Like people said I was. Where am I? Like who is that girl? Like where did she go? And it's something I've been really thinking about recently too, as I just graduated from grad school and just the journey of being in school for 4 years and grinding so hard and then finally coming out the other end, gross, as an actual, marriage and family therapist. It's something I've wanted to do since all the way back in college and waited till I was older and wiser and feeling really ready to take on such an incredible role. While also doing a ton of creative pursuits myself and having businesses, obviously having the podcast. I really have dipped my hand in so many different things and been successful at things as I was going, but I always knew I wanted to be a therapist. So I think I'm going to start here where we know ourselves as the version of us that we kind of aspire to be one day. And what was so interesting about going to grad school is that it wasn't something that I chose without a lot of thought. It wasn't like, oh, that seems like a good idea. Or I wasn't in like a place of desperation, like, oh God, what am I going to do with my life? I knew I wanted to do this. So this was like a fantasy and a role and an identity that I always knew I was going to play or be or both. So it was just a matter of feeling like I was ready for it. And I got to tell you, there were many, many times that I stopped and started with school after regular college. I would go for like maybe a few months and grab some more credits, and then I would stop because something else would come up, something at the time I was doing a lot of hosting and I was hosting a Food Network show, or not a Food Network show. I was on the Food Network, but I was hosting a food show that I wanted on the Food Network. And it was just really odd because I was this food host and I had been this musical theater girl and I was wanting to become a therapist, like very different kind of things, right? Just very kind of different roles. And when we think about our identity, it's, kind of who we think we are at that time, but also who we like fantasize ourselves to be, right? Like, oh, I could become her. So when I finally got to the place where I was like, okay, I'm ready to become therapist Jacqueline, it was a very real moment during the pandemic. And again, it was not out of desperation, but I did see the writing on the wall for the entertainment industry, which is collapsing at our feet. And it's very weird, very traumatic. But I also just knew that it was time in general. Like I was at an age where I had learned some stuff and I knew some stuff about myself. And I was really ready to change and shift gears into this role. So I do that, right? I go to school. I completely immerse myself in school. I love it. At the same time, I'm still auditioning all the time for acting, going out for stuff. I'm booking stuff. I'm still the identity of like a performer. I'm still doing the podcast, so I'm still the identity of a host. And I am also becoming the identity of a therapist. And somewhere along the line, I don't know. Well, I kind of do think I know when this happened. I sort of lost my sense of style, which is a part of our identity, right? I kind of just went from this cool LA girly who was in the music scene for all of her 20s and early 30s, who wore like her leather jacket and was like wearing it all black and just very cool, like very LA music industry hip. That was me. It really was me, not even a role, just that was me. And I met someone in my early 30s that I had a relationship with, who was the incredible opposite of this. And I hope that you're catching what I'm putting down here. This is all about identities, right? I met someone who was the incredible opposite of me, like the absolute opposite of me. And because I had been heartbroken and I thought, maybe I should try something new, which I don't completely regret, but I do actually. I'm not even afraid to say it. Like, I kind of regret some of that relationship, especially that it went on for 4 years. So I learned a lot, which is good. As long as we get the lessons, it's worth it. But if you don't get the lessons and you just get the pain, it's not good. So while I'm in this relationship, because he's so opposite than me and he is so rigid in the way that he believes women should even dress from his upbringing and his background and his religion, I push back on that a lot. But what's so interesting is that the more effort you put into pushing back, the more I think it kind of gets in because you're thinking about it so much. And somewhere along the line, like, I started becoming more conservative in my dress, which was wild. Not that I was like a crazy dresser, but my style was like very retro, eclectic, cool girl, I would go to Silver Lake and like get my stuff. It was very normal. Still do sometimes. Anyway, by the end of that relationship, I just didn't recognize myself. And I will never forget, one of my oldest, closest friends was like, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what's happening, but you used to have style. You used to be this cool girl that wore these awesome outfits and had like confidence, and you're just, I don't know who you are right now. And I was like, yeah, same. I never really forgot that. So put a pin in that. Fast forward to now. I've graduated. I am just decompressing as I wait for my associate number to show up so that I can start seeing clients again and start working. And I have this momentary pause to look at the last couple of decades and to think about how much I've evolved and how much has changed and how much I have changed and how I've truly shifted my whole world into becoming this identity of therapist. And something I know I've struggled with is that we have multiple identities or multiple roles that we play or things that we're involved with, like however that looks to you. But like, again, I'm a podcast host, I'm an actor, I'm a therapist. All of these are very real and very happening at the same time. Like, it's not like one's like a sort of thing I do, or it's like all of them are happening at the same time. So yesterday, I don't know, I've been thinking about my identity. I've been thinking about the new podcast cover I put up in like January, I think, or maybe it was even December. I don't remember. And how much I hated it. I just hated it. I hated everything about it, but I couldn't put my finger on why. I was like, I don't even like what I look like, but I don't look bad. And I don't like the colors, but I love those colors. Or the fonts. What is it? Why do I hate this picture so much? And then last night, I did what you usually do during Mercury in retrograde, which is go look at your exes. But I did. I looked at one of my exes who is super cool, and he's like still in the music industry, and he got married last year to this very cool girl. And this is not an episode about like she's so cool or I want to be cool. It's not about that. It's more just about the essence of someone or the essence of who you are, but she's like sleeping. And I looked at his new wife and I was like, she's stunning. He looks so happy. They look so perfect for each other. I was like genuinely just so happy for them. But there was something about the aesthetic of her and the wedding and the clothes and all of it. And I was like, that's exactly what I would have done. And I don't know what happened, but something reminded me of who I am that kind of has gone missing for a good 10-ish years. Like, that seems severe, but I'm not kidding. It really has been missing for about 10 years. And this is not about going back to someone I used to be. It's more about inviting that essence of who I already am, but like the 2.0 version, right? Because I don't want to go back to who I was in my 20s. That would be so weird. Like, I'd be going backwards. I'd be dressing like I did in my 20s. Like, that's so odd. Like, style doesn't even do that. Like, we don't repeat that quickly. And I also wouldn't want to be her anymore. She was a cool girl. Like, I liked me in my 20s, but also there's a lot of that's just not me anymore. I just grew up, right? We grow up. And so as sad as I felt with seeing like this girl and the aesthetic, and it just reminded me of me. And I was like, where did I go to? Like, where am I? It actually kind of woke me up. It finally, I think, was that like click that I needed. And this morning I woke up and was like, I'm going to change my podcast cover. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but I did. And it's fucking hot. And for all of the years that I was trying to be so conservative and so kind of, cookie cutter or whatever the fuck I was trying to do, whatever subconscious programming that was still stuck in my head was trying to make me do, I was like, no, I am a young, hot woman who literally will not be this age the rest of my life. I will not look this way the rest of my life. What am I waiting for? Who am I waiting for? Like, what am I doing playing it so safe? Okay. So here we go. I put up the new cover. All I get from women, tons of women are like, holy shit, I love this cover. I want that dress. Oh my God, this is so hot. You look fire. Like, it is amazing the response I'm getting from women. None from men so far. It's a new post. But from women. And I'm like, did I just give you guys permission as well to go ahead and be the hot lady? I'm going to say hot lady because it's dorky and I'm a little bit dorky. But it's like, did I do that? Did I just give you guys permission as well to post a picture like that? To make your podcast cover that, or your album, or your book? I mean, seriously? One thing I absolutely know for sure is the reason that I started to dim my light and shut down my style and become conservative in my aesthetic is out of safety. And that is why so many people stop being who they actually are and lose their identities. There's a few different things. I'm going to get into it right now. So the first thing is people pleasing. Yuck. That's gross. Who wants to still be a people pleaser at any age? But especially the older we get, the more we're just like, I don't have the fucking bandwidth to people please anymore. And especially ladies, whoever's in perimenopause, it's like, no, I have no more patience for idiots or for anyone who wants to make me feel bad about myself. No, I have no more fucks given. So the more we people please, the more safety we feel, the more kind of in control we feel, even though we're controlling ourselves. It's a way to feel adopted into a community. It's a way to feel okay and very safe with other people's ideas of what we should be or look like. And a lot of women have had men and women tell them what they need to look like in order to be accepted into the community, society, whatever that looks like. We could look at all kinds of cultures, right? We could look at like the Amish culture and be like, you have to look a certain way. You literally have to, or else, sorry, you can't live here. Or we can look at like the extreme of that and, look at like adult sex workers. If you didn't wear a certain look, you wouldn't actually know you were probably a sex worker. Maybe not. I don't know. Don't know that much about that industry. But, you might be looked odd at if someone was like, why are you wearing a floral dress that covers up everything? Do you know your role? And it's all about roles, right? It's the roles we play externally. So the people-pleasing aspect, whether that was your parents or your husband or your boyfriend or your sister or your school or your culture or any of that, right? We do it to feel safe, to feel included. And the moment that we feel tiny and we don't feel like we can speak up or we can change the outfit or the identity into something that feels more like us, the immediate fear of will I be accepted or will I be shunned instantly comes up. And it sucks. And that's why a lot of us conform to being who we're around. Or we see someone who has an amazing life that we're around and we think, oh, I'll just be like them. I'll dress like them. I'll talk like them. I'll be them. And that doesn't feel good either because you're not them. Even if you're similar, you're still not them. The other way that we lose our identities is, this is for women or my single dads out there. We lose our identities because we become mothers. And it is so sad to have given birth or adopted or brought a child into this world that we adore so much and would do absolutely anything for, only to watch ourselves become depleted while we give everything to this child. And that is no shame. There's no negative connotation in any of that. This is truly just about kind of the nature of becoming a mother. There's really no way that you don't lose part of yourself in becoming a mother. And it's not in the beginning, it's constant. And then the ultimate, I'm going to say almost betrayal, is that one day your kids leave. They go to college or they move out and you are completely wondering what happened to me. I don't look the way I did. It's been 20 years. And who am I? And it's horrible to sit in that and think, when did I lose myself? When did it go away? Like, I don't remember a moment, because it's never a moment. It is teeny moment by teeny moment. It's second by second, minute by minute. You know, it just happens in this tiny little way where we, just kind of let go of ourselves by saying yes to others, by sacrificing. There's so much sacrificing happening until we just don't have anything left. And you might actually look at someone like me and be like, well, you don't have kids and you seem fine. You don't seem like you lost your identity at all. Like you've had multiple identities. In fact, you're right. That's true. I have had multiple identities. And sometimes when you have multiple identities or you keep reinventing yourself, that's actually a trauma response. It's a trauma response of feeling unsafe growing up, usually with your parents, and feeling that you need to just be walking on eggshells and hypervigilant, and you live for the parents' approval and you want to be loved by them. So you'll do whatever you need to get that attention and that love. This also goes into like relationships, guys. You will change yourself. Women, oh God, we're so guilty of this when we're young. Or not even that young. You will change yourself to look the way that you think he wants you to look, or the way that you think you would catch a certain guy like that. And the truth is, you're just sacrificing and abandoning yourself over and over and over again until you don't even know who you are. So you can lose your identity in so many different ways. And it does happen so subtly. And no one's prepared for it. No one goes into it thinking, oh, I'm going to lose my identity. In fact, I would counter that a lot of people think, oh, this is my new identity. And maybe it is. Maybe it is for a while. But the best way, and here's the lesson, right? The best way to find your identity again is to know that A, you're never going to be who you used to be. You can go visit her. In therapy, actually, I use a modality called IFS. It's called Internal Family Systems. And the whole idea is that we have different parts of ourselves at different ages, and these different parts all work together to make our whole self function. And sometimes one of your parts is not happy, right? So in this case, maybe one of your identities is like real pissed, and she is not happy because she is not getting the love she deserves, and she just wants to be like more vocal and more, seen, and she's not. And the other parts are like, shh, it's fine. You're fine. It's fine. But it's not fine. So we try in therapy to work with these parts to see, what do you want? What do you actually want to do? What would make you feel better? Why are you protecting the self, or why are you rebelling against the other parts? It's a little like having multiple personalities, but there is something to that. There are multiple versions of us. So when we understand that we have different versions of ourselves, that there's always like a core version of you, the way to figure out that core version and sort of like get back to basics is, what do you know is you? What do you actually really know makes you you? And I use the style thing as sort of an anchor for me, because style has always been a really big part of how I express myself. And so when I watched my style go from really cool and eclectic to really boring and conservative and like covered up and weird, I knew something was very wrong, like very wrong. But he didn't really quite know what to do, because I was too in the forest. So even now, when I think, okay, I'm a therapist, there's a whole version of like what that like should look like. I should wear I am wearing a sweater, but I should wear sweaters and glasses and be very studious. And like, I can play that role. I love wearing glasses. I look super cute in glasses. But that's not it. We're not playing the role of therapist. We're not playing the role of actor. We're not playing the role of mother. It is part of us. But can you play the role of therapist? I'm going to ask myself, and still show up as you within context, right? And I think that's part of the caveat, is that we all show up as ourselves as much as we can, given the circumstance, whether it's going to pick your kid up from school, going to a meeting, going to work, going to school, going to meet your girlfriends for happy hour, whatever. You show up as the version of you that works with those people, but also who and how you're feeling that day. So if you found that you are like, I don't know who I am anymore, I don't know what my style is, I just don't even know who I am, I feel like I've lost myself, I used to be this girl and now I don't even recognize myself, really go back and be like, what did I know about myself that was very true and very real and that I like to do? And then start doing it. Like, I just took up ice skating because I loved it as a kid and I just really wanted to learn how to do it. And I tell you what, it's fun. It's really fun. And it's healing that part of myself, that little inner child part, that I'll never be an Olympian. But that's okay, because that's really not on my, game plan. But I still love it. And it brings me back to the core of who I am, oddly. Or maybe you love to sing or dance or act, and you really, really loved doing that in high school, but you haven't done it since. It's time. It's time to go check out some community theater. I'm basically saying that to myself as well. But it's really time to just go back and do the things you used to love to see how it feels now. And if it feels good, keep doing it. Maybe this is like a 2.0 version of you. But if it doesn't feel good, then think about other things that you've always been interested in doing. Or pieces of clothing that you still have, that fit at this point, right? Like, it's been a minute, that felt like you. Maybe you can find another version of it, but the 2.0 version. It's about adopting ourselves back from where we lost ourselves. It's knowing that the identity you know is you is in another room close by, that you need her to join the main party. Like, come on, girl, we're bringing you back in, to make her feel that she matters, that she exists again. So it's not about going back and being who you used to be. It's about going back, bringing her back, checking in with her, doing some stuff you used to love, and seeing how it lands now. Because it will give you information. It will tell you which direction to keep going in or to pivot into. And it will help you figure out, who am I at this 2.0 version now? All right, you guys. Thank you for listening. I hope that made sense, as I always hope these do, because I do have a little ADHD and it definitely goes in tangents. But if you loved this podcast, please share it with a friend. That's how we get more views and more downloads. I love you guys. You are the best, incredible audience. You keep showing up every week for me and just growing, and I'm so grateful for you. If you have any questions or any show ideas, you can always DM me on Instagram or email me at jackie@loveyouevenmore.com. All right, I'll see you next week.